Kacey, how does it feel to be in this Lynchburg environment?
It's amazing. From the moment that I stepped onto campus back in 1997, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
Lynchburg has always felt like home. I'm a Northern Virginia girl, so similar to you coming from Maryland.
Yeah.
I'm used to big cities and lots of things going on. And I stepped on campus in 1997, looked at my mom before we even went into freshman orientation and said, this is home. This is where I'm going to be. And my mom said, well, hold on. We got to go look at UVA. We got to go look at Mason still. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And I said, oh no, this is totally me. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I've been here ever since.
Wow, that's beautiful. So now you mentioned George Mason. So your sister actually went to George Mason. So you come from a very athletic family, which is super awesome. How does that feel, having someone who is also in your family doing what you do?
It's amazing. My sister is my role model, my idol. I grew up on the soccer field watching her play. She was the first Black female on the women's national team.
Wow.
She's a trendsetter, and I've always looked up to her. I've had soccer in my veins. Even my brother, who just kind of kept it on a more rec setting, who's still amazing in his own right with his skill. The words can't even describe it because it's innate and it's ingrained and it's in my veins, and it's all about soccer and it's a part of my family. And then to find Lynchburg College is what it was at the time, so it'll always be LC to me. But to find LC and Dr. Olson and Rob Travis, our assistant coach at that time, and Steve Kadelka, so many amazing adults and more role models in my life at LC that have just remained in my life from the time that I came onto campus in 97, and also be integrated into a legacy that is the women's soccer team at the University of Lynchburg. To be a part of that legacy is an honor, because I went from a family of soccer into a newer family of soccer, and I've made lifelong sisters coming out of LC that I still get together with to this day. It's amazing.
So that's so beautiful. Now, what moment was it when you knew, okay, I've graduated from Lynchburg College at the time, but I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life? What moment was it?
Family. It's a feeling, just in my soul, I could feel it. I've always felt like Lynchburg was my home, from the professors to my coaches, to the girls that I played with that became my sisters, to individuals that were on campus, a part of campus life, Pat Price, just countless others, Dr. Buck, Dr. Messerschmidt in the education department. Just, it was home, and they made me feel welcomed. They made me feel a part of it. Amy Kadelka, formerly in the admissions office. I was a student ambassador giving tours because, again, I felt it in my soul. So it was no question for me. I graduated in 2001. It was, okay, where am I going to live in Lynchburg? It wasn't, I'm going to pack up and go back to Herndon, Virginia. Never entered my mind. I knew I would stay in Lynchburg. When I walked across the stage in 2001, it was, okay, so now where am I going to move into within the city of Lynchburg? And it's been my home since then, and in giving back and being an educator within Lynchburg City Schools. I just feel like it was almost divinity, divine. It was meant to be. It really was.
That's beautiful. So now you spoke on, being an educator. And so currently you're the director at the Empowerment Academy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Which is super
Correct.
cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that academy?
Wow. I am beyond blessed to have the opportunity to start a program for high school students that are not making it in a traditional setting through no fault of their own, maybe some bad choices, but overall through no fault of their own. I graduated with a degree in special education and psychology from LC. And I've always really, I guess because I'm different and strange and eclectic myself, I've always gravitated toward people that were labeled as different. So in 2016, excuse me, I was the principal at Paul Lawrence Dunbar Middle School for Innovation
Nice.
within Lynchburg City. And I was called to do an interview to start a program for high school students that just don't thrive in a traditional environment. They need something smaller, more intimate, more individualized, more specialized, that may have experienced some trauma behind in credits, needing to make up SOLs in order to even have a chance to graduate. And I've been doing it since 2016. I am beyond blessed to say that I've had 49 graduates in the last 4 years. I'm in my 5th year. I'm set to possibly have 20 or 21 potential graduates this year. So it's a calling. I love what I do, thanks to the amazing professors at Lynchburg College who prepared me to have this skill set to work with students of all backgrounds, and individuals, professionals from all different backgrounds, and really be able to drill down and hone in on those that need a little TLC. That's what I was taught to do and helped to do, and fostered that passion at LC through my professors. And they're the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today as the director of the Empowerment Academy going into year 5.
So shifting gears a little bit, I was able to talk to Coach Olson, and he said, and I quote this, that you are one of his favorite people on the planet. Now, when I heard that, I immediately felt like, okay, I'm going to speak to someone extremely special. You know what I mean? Because that is beautiful. And I came down here and I told Joe, I was like, oh my God, she's one of his favorite people on the planet, you know, which is so beautiful. How would you describe him as a coach?
First of all, that makes me a little emotional
Right?
because
I mean, I feel emotional too, you know,
yeah,
because that's beautiful on the
wow,
planet.
what an honor for him to say that, because he is one of my most favorite people. And when I got married in 2004, he's immediately the man that I thought of to walk me down the aisle. My dad has been in and out of my life, so that was kind of a weird, decision to make. And I immediately thought of Coach to walk me down the aisle, because he's been with me through thick and thin, and just put in time with me to get to know me as a person as well as a player. And that's for all of the girls on the team. So for him to say that, it means the world, the absolute world to me. And he's been a major part of my life, continues to be a part of my life. I look forward to seeing him every season. I've missed him this past season because of COVID. But just being able to, if he ever needs anything, he knows he can call me. Nat can call on me. Deacon can call on me to, come over and talk to the girls, or to write in to get them hyped up, or, to bring, we've done some community-based things, and the girls have helped some of my girls with regard to mentorship and things like that. It's all about giving back and service. And that's who taught me. Dr. Todd Olson taught me about that. It's that pay it forward. You shore yourself up and then you pay it forward, just like he did for me and countless others. So that means the world to me. I mean, we have been through thick and thin, and highs and lows, and mostly highs, and just winning championships and ringing the bell. And the van trips back in the day, we had vans and van wars, and me reading Cosmo, he would endure Cosmo quizzes, and just, oh my gosh, just the most amazing man ever. Means the world to me.
That's beautiful. So now Coach Olson also told me to ask you about donuts. So can you tell us the story behind that, please? He gave me a little hint, but I was like, no, I want to hear from her. So
no, you may have to leave me. I have an affinity and an affliction and an absolute obsession with donuts.
Okay.
It's a really bad, like, why can't I be absolutely obsessed with asparagus? No, it's donuts. And I may have consumed a large amount of donuts on my own, like an entire box of Krispy Kreme.
Dozen. A dozen, or
donuts.
we're talking about half a dozen?
Oh no, it's like a whole dozen.
A whole
A
dozen.
whole dozen. Yeah. Coach Kadelka could attest to the same thing. He's definitely said he's never seen a female consume as much food as I can consume. So yeah, coach had to tell me to cut down on the donuts because it
Mhm.
wasn't helping with my running.
Mhm.
I just wouldn't, I wasn't going to be able to achieve the six pack. And even at 41, I'm still okay with that to have the donut. So just letting you know, yes, coach said put the donuts down.